On some days, you just want to go out fishing for a little while, and it really does not matter what silver you earn, what experience you earn. The main thing is you catch something and you have a nice, relaxed day of fishing. Yes, I am here right now at the Old Fortress, and I am looking for some nice classic spots that always work pretty well for grass carp. And one of these spots, especially with the right water temperatures, or in general with the right temperatures, is here in this corner, right at the very top left of the map. I will also show it again in a moment. And here in this area, I am searching for grass carp and the black carp, the black amour. And yes, this is all very relaxed right now on float, because with float fishing, you always get a good frequency, especially of course when you can already use the double bait. And here at this spot, you could, for example, also stand here with the telescopic rod. I just thought about it for a moment, and then I said, I know, that is too exhausting for me now. I just go in here with the big match rods, and yes, cast out right away, until just now the red one already starts again immediately. Here you can really get a very good frequency. I tried another spot earlier, that one was not so good. 2 grass carp did bite there, but that was already too little for me also in terms of frequency. And here it starts really well. Now the question is, of course, will it get bigger here? I have just thrown in the first load of ground bait, and that is the very classic original grass carp ground bait, just the way you can also produce it originally. Nothing special in it, just completely basic. Because I also use completely basic baits, and that is potato and cabbage leaf. Like I said, it is relatively basic and it works again and again quite well. Depending on the temperature or depending on the weather at the water, you can of course also vary the whole thing. Or if you want to go more for the common carp, then of course you can also put in the nightcrawler. That is always typical, especially for the small grass carp. They nibble sometimes very, very, very long and just cannot decide. So I'm choosing this small free area right now, this little section here. And again, right away, a bite. Insane, right? Cast out and right away a bite. That is how it should be. The only one that has not reacted yet is the yellow one. I might have to cast it a little closer in a moment, but at the moment I have to say this is looking pretty good already. Now the question, do I switch again to a size 4 hook, or do I stay on a size 1 hook and not hook too bad, or do I stay on a size 10 hook? That is the big question now. In terms of size, if they were all like this, it would be okay. But if they all stay so small, with about 2 kilograms, then that is too little for me. So we take this one a little over here. Can I pull it a bit like this? Let's try. Yes, that works well. But now we have a nice mess again. And on top of that, I think it is snagged here too, right? Yes, snagged on the wood. No. Well, then of course we have to free it. So slowly the drag up. Higher, higher, higher. And when we strike now, there it goes. The action bar, it has already come free. Very nice. Then we can set it down a bit again. And then I cast directly out in front again, and there it already continues. Yes, that is how it should be. We look at the spot again, and yes, that is cast. Bite instantly. That is crazy. And with float fishing, right, on natural bait, with spinning you often know that. But this is a very clear sign that not only does the bait combination work, but also the spot itself is really good, that the populations there are big. So cast out, instant bite. That is rare with natural bait, but not bad of course. You take that happily. And the question is always, how quickly do the fish bite? How quickly can they decide? And that can of course be much faster with bottom fishing. Okay, I have to get in there first, yes. What do we still have here? Still the small grass carp. I think I will actually switch again to the size 4 hook. Maybe this is a bit too small with the size 1. We will check the setups in a moment, and then I will build it a size bigger, or actually much bigger, on the size 4 hook. Yes, small lift bite. Oh, he pulls too, and is hooked. Yes, now it is starting. Quickly out again, get it into position, and this one also out. 6 kilograms, very nice. Yes, that is fun. This is how the setup looks. Very simple. Well, what means very simple. They are of course already very good match rods. The Rebellion match, one of the best match rods in the game, because we have plus 5% on float fishing here, plus 2 more points on the rig type. That helps a lot. The 5% is even better. And here in the setup, I am running quite heavy, 36 kilograms mono without leader. Especially in carp fishing, you can always use monofilament quite well. And right now in float fishing, it works too. Important, of course, if we do not use a leader, the color is relevant. So far it has worked well. Maybe I could also change the main line to another color. Maybe a green here in this area. That might attract even better. Yes, and right now I am with the size 1 hook, and I will change that now to a size 4 hook. Back again on potato and cabbage leaf. And with that combination, we will continue here, simply so that the chances there that bigger fish will bite, we will see over there. We will exchange everything bit by bit. Something is already nibbling again. So where are we here? For those who have not noticed yet, way at the top, this is quite well known. 2167, classic spot. You cast into this area here, the whole section's here, 17 meters across and so on. So here is a whole section, especially for carp, especially from 2167. But also here, as I said, quite good, especially with float fishing. It is quite shallow here. I am only on 90 centimeters. Yes, 90 centimeters depth. That fits just right. Sometimes I even hit the ground. So let us say between 80 and 90 centimeters should work well. And then especially at this little free spot between the green on the water surface. That will be rebuilt now. Quickly switch to the size 4 hook 2. And then let us see what else comes in. Yes, like I said, relaxed fishing, just a bit or completely on grass carp. You can do that sometimes, not bad at all. Not the ultimate cash grab, of course, but for relaxed fishing and the chance of the big fish, that is definitely worth it. And otherwise, you just walk a few meters further. There is always the option that it works here too in the front area. In former years, that whole island over there also always worked, especially in the middle section. That was always worth it, even with very simple baits. And maybe sometimes you just need to go back to very simple and basic and just fish again with potato to see what you can still pull out with that. Because years ago, that always worked really well. And there are also some trophies that were caught only on potato. Now the big question, of course, can you also do this in low level with small setup? And I would say yes, partly. With float, I would not necessarily do it. In low level area, you can do much better with fishing for a round goby. That is worth it in terms of silver and even in terms of experience, and you can fish it the whole day. And especially when it is as cool as it is now, you can still fish nicely for eel in the night and evening hours. That also works super. The last eel I caught here, classic eel spot, worked too. 1 meter, 20 depth, that was a 1.2 kilogram one, but also a lot of burbots. So that is still quite up to date right now. So you can always test that, cool temperatures. Otherwise, with bottom fishing, it works well too. Just make sure you have enough line, not just standing here with 100 meters, but really with a spool of 300 meters and ideally about 200 meters of line on your reel. Otherwise, you will not get much out of it if a big fish goes in and you cannot not land it in the end because it just escapes. And such a grass carp on small setup really causes trouble. He also likes to run away, and then you have to run after it the whole time. But that is of course part of it, because they say at the old fortress you learn to run. That means you run after the fish. So I keep casting out here. I will keep testing a little more, and I think I will also test other spots, other areas, maybe again at 1 meter 20 depth back there in the area, because actually I'm looking for the black amber, the black carp. That would be nice if it bites eventually. I still need it as a trophy here at this water. And that is why I'm just testing again, classic and basic with basic baits. So here it goes on again. The next rod is out. Test, 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 or just relaxed fishing, pulling one fish after another without much stress, without much pressure on the neck that you have to make silver and experience again. Just having fun fishing. If this helped you, leave a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, that helps me a lot. And then we will see each other in the next video. Until then, tight lines.